one who watched Michael Jordan growing up, all the highlights he put on. What was it like to put him in the stands tonight and have him give you a standing ovation for some of your moves?
It's great. I mean, anytime this is the greatest basketball player to ever play the game. And, and I grew up idolizing Michael Jordan, and to see him come here and support D-Wade, support me, and I mean, it's humbling. It's humbling that the greatest basketball player would take time out of his day to come watch us play. So,
the master. He's the master. He's the guy that really perfected the game and taught me a lot about the game of basketball and how to prepare and leadership and competitive spirit and basketball fundamentals. I mean, he's the guy that I learned so much from. And in that picture in particular, just playing against him, I think that's my second year in the NBA right there. And I have to guard Michael Jordan. I'm all but 18 years old.
People have been talking about comparisons with Michael Jordan for years, but more now than ever.
Why? Let it go. Leave it alone,
Can I just ask a question? Can I just ask a question? How you gonna get mad at that comparison?
I'm not mad at it. You're talking about the greatest that ever played the game. Yeah, I don't want to be compared with Michael Jordan. You understand what I'm saying? Like, Michael is Michael.
Okay, I'll move on.
Thank you.
I'll move on.
That you played with or against that compares to LeBron James?
You forget I came in the old school. I had Jordan and Magic and a lot of the best I've seen is Jordan. You know, Jordan. People always talk about how strong LeBron is, but they don't realize how strong Jordan was. He's probably one of the strongest guys you ever gonna run to in the court. I remember one time I ran into him. I was like, "Ooh, he's little, but he's strong." And that's the thing. Jordan is by far the best. You know, LeBron reminds me of it because he's making the people around him better, but Jordan is the best I would say.
Is he the greatest player ever, Danny?
Yes, because he played both ends of the court. Offensively, there could be some debate, although I think he was one of the best offensive players, but because of everything he did, yes, and his competitive edge.
Magic.
He's the greatest player, and Bill Russell is the greatest winner. Michael, no question, Michael is heads and shoulders above everybody else. He not only dominated on offense and defense, but he also dominated. There will never be a basketball player, and I don't know if there'll ever be another athlete that make as much money on the court and off the court as Michael Jordan. It's just he will go down like Muhammad Ali, and maybe even bigger.
Well, I think the point he touched on, Michael was, they're always trying to say, who's the next Michael Jordan? And they only look at offense. Michael Jordan was the best defensive player who played during our era, and that's what separated him.
And I have to agree again. The domination everywhere. There's no players today, like Charles just said, that can dominate a game without scoring 30. There's been games where Michael didn't score 30, but dominate the game from defense, assist. Because there one year he played the point guard position. People forget that as well. So the assist as well and the defensive end. Total package.
By the way, Charles, you're going to be all right here with the voice?
No.
Yeah.
No.
You have to yell and scream the whole time.
It must have been the rookie game. He was yelling and screaming at that.
Have Charles whisper in Kenny's ear and every answer he has. And then, Kenny, you can relay it to everybody.
We hear so much about the great will to win that Michael had. In the ratio of will and skill, I mean, how did that work out for him?
Well, it's a combination of both. You have to have both. You know, the will to win, what drove him, and then the skill level is what made him. See, he would have been only Michael Jordan with just the will to win, but he was Michael Air Jordan with the skill to win.
It's easy to understand why many consider Michael Jordan the greatest player in basketball history. But describing what made him so great isn't so simple.
You know, I have the greatest respect for Michael because he put his heart and soul on the court every night. You know, just watching him dribble up that court, looking you right in the eye and not knowing what he's going to do is the scariest thing you ever want to be involved in.
A lot was made of Glenn Rice offensively and then Anthony Mason defensively on you. Who gives you the hardest time playing defense, and does it irritate you or challenge you?
Oh, it's a challenge. You know, I never faced a team, faced one-on-one defense. I mean, certain teams play me
with great awareness. You know, when I get into the post, they certainly jump up there and, double team me and keep me out of the post. You know, Mason, for a big guy, I'm pretty sure he's the strongest, and certainly he moves his feet very well. And, I had to use my quickness a little bit a couple of times, but for the most part, he played me very solid.
Obviously,
a shot that I created and I perfected because double teams were coming so quickly. Double teams were coming so quickly. Double teams were coming so quickly. If I'm on a roll, doesn't matter if you send in a double team, I can react quick enough to get the fadeaway.
Mike at his peak against some of these bad teams.
Mike in his peak in today's game,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
he would. Yes,
He put up 80.
easily.
Could he?
I mean, come on. If you put Michael Jordan in today's game, he would probably average 40 or 50 points.
Could he get?
He would be that driven.
Could Mike get 100 in a game with today's rules, and let's say he's playing against the Clippers?
If they didn't challenge him, yes, he would. He would definitely. If he felt disrespected, yes, he would definitely.
So if somebody came out and said, you know what, Jordan's not that good a scorer, and I'm going to shut him down, then look out.
Yeah, look out. He's definitely going for the numbers, but I would definitely feel that Michael would, because of his drive, he would separate himself from the bunch.
There's been a lot of rule changes that allows the players to play more freely. So you see the speed out there a lot more than you did back in the early 80s and in the 90s.
Mike, Scottie Pippen's here. That's where I was going to go next. So you were a great defender. You would generally always take the best perimeter player on the opposing team. How do you stop LeBron James? If Phil Jackson came to you and if you're coaching right now and said, all right, Scottie, you got LeBron tonight, what do you do?
It's a tough task, in today's game because of the rules and the fact that you can't slow guys down by, using an arm bar or anything of that nature. It makes it very difficult. And a lot of guys you see like LeBron, Kobe, Dwayne Wade, and just to mention a few, those guys have taken advantage of the rules. They use their speed a lot, and it's tough to defend them. The one way that I would try and defend them is to try to send them to their weaker hand, probably send them to their left. Not to say that that's going to stop them, but it'll limit their opportunities.
All right.
Another question I have for you is the rules of today compared to back in the day. Because remember, I watched your era. I watched the 80s and 90s a lot. When we take a look at hand check and defensive 3 seconds, what would your game in your prime be like today? An honest opinion.
Honest opinion, I probably, in my prime, would go up maybe a 6 to 8 point average or even more. I probably would have had more 40-point games because if you couldn't touch me and every little touch foul was a foul, my whole game was the post area and getting to the basket. I wasn't really a jump shooter, so I felt like I could have dominated the game and been a totally different player. Even though I played great in the era that I played in, it's like when no one can touch you, nobody can put their hands on you, and then with the speed and quickness and athleticism that I had, it would have been way easier now than it was back when I played, because back in the day they could just manhandle you with their hand on your waist and just kind of force you in the tough shot. So that forced me to go into the post and try to play my game from the post. But if they couldn't touch me, I just would have brought everybody out, pretty much everybody out on the perimeter, and just went around them.
In their primes, Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, who's better?
I have to go MJ.
Okay.
Because in that time zone that he played in the time zone that had some great basketball players. You had
and you could hand check back then too.
You had Karl Malone, you had Barkley, you had Akeem. The rules had changed. You could hand check, you could fight, you could do everything. They didn't call foul. Right now in this era, you cannot hand check a guy. You can't hold a guy. You can't do the same thing that you could do back in that day. And the rules changing and what he done during that time zone was the best you could ever say.
Well, I think the zone for us always has to be a change-up. We nobody in this league gets away with playing long stretches or a whole quarter of zone. I think maybe here and there, but I think the zone is more of a changeup. When we do have some trouble, when the other team has a bad matchup out there for us, we can throw the zone out there and mix it up. But we really concentrated a lot, like I said, on man-to-man defense and really locking up and really being on the same page. And I think we're a bunch of veterans that obviously know the zone. Sometimes you got to guard the area, and so sometimes I think the zone is a good switch-up for us, but we want to be a good man-to-man team, not a good zone team.
Out of the locker room, great guns. 9 for your first 9.
Yeah, I shot the ball well. I had some good looks. They went into a zone early, which gave me 2 good looks at it, and I kind of got a rhythm off those 2 shots. And from that point on, I felt like I was in a great rhythm.
Wait a minute, I thought Jordan didn't face zones.
They went into a zone early. They went into a zone.
Here's Pat Riley making fun of zone defenses.
The former Atlanta Hawk team with its dinky 1-2-2 trapping defense.
Dinky 1-2-2 trapping defense. Will that dinky 1-2-2 trapping defense perhaps resurface next year in Sacramento or New Jersey, or will it be Houston or Denver or Milwaukee or the Italian League?
Obviously, us old school basketball fans know zones have been in the NBA for a long time.
Here's the 1-4 set. Jordan. Here's the 1-4 set.
They're playing a flat zone.
Here's the 1-4 set.
They're playing a flat zone.
Jordan. All right, they're going to be in the trap again. What they're trying to do is just change. Just keep changing until we find something that's going to work defensively. And maybe it will kick it out and get us some fast break opportunities. Here's Grant.
Zones react to the location of the ball, not the location of a superstar. Always remember that.
Everybody in the league plays him the same way. They all double him, triple him, so boy, he works.
New York to the lead, but now Chicago leads by 3 as Michael Jordan is able to hit on the slam. Jordan sets up against Elliott. Elliott got picked off. Jordan lost his balance. Passed on the 3 and goes for the stop. Jordan out.
You really need to have a defender stuck to Jordan the entire time, which is not possible in a zone. So you must play man-to-man with good help defense.
Now watch as Jordan penetrates. Watch how Rodman comes. Michael splits him. There's Lampier. Look how he adjusted to get that shot off. This is what we mean by the quick penetration by Michael. And the double team as it comes, he's finding the free people quick.
37 to go, Bulls by 2.
Great trap right here. That was an excellent trap.
It's stripped away by Curry. Jordan went back and got it.
Wide open.
Armstrong. Bulls by 2.
Even the Chicago Bulls ran zone defenses. The Bulls are using a floating zone defense here.
Keep an eye on the faces of the people here. Here's Michael teamed up with Dumars. Moving the feet. Now here comes the help on the trap. See, the double team is everywhere today. Good. See, this full court press, 1-2-1-1, trapping, getting them out of, coming up the floor and running their patented offenses.
Chicago making the Pistons work and use up time on the clock.
Now this is not a man-to-man press. This is a 1-2-1-1, and they're looking for the traps.
What is love? Love is being a rookie. Love is taking the air less traveled. Love is wearing a new pair every game. Love is the buzzer beater. Love is dropping 69.
three-peat. When I lose the sense of motivation and the sense of to prove something as a basketball player, it's time for me to move away from the game of basketball. Love is realizing when not to quit your day job. Love is silencing your critics. Love is playing on nothing but heart. Take it and walk away with your head held high and move on. Thank you, Chicago. What is love? Love is playing every game as if it's your last.
Look me in the eye. It's okay if you're scared. So am I. But we're scared for different reasons. I'm scared of what I won't become. And you're scared of what I could become. Look at me. I won't let myself end where I started. I won't let myself finish where I began. I know what is within me, even if you can't see it yet. Look me in the eyes. I have something more important than courage. I have patience. I will become what I know I am.
Maybe it's my fault. Maybe I led you to believe it was easy when it wasn't. Maybe I made you think my highlights started at the free throw line and not in the gym. Maybe I made you think that every shot I took was a game winner. That my game was built on flash and not fire. Maybe it's my fault that you didn't see that failure gave me strength, that my pain was my motivation. Maybe I led you to believe that basketball was a God-given gift and not something I worked for every single day of my life. Maybe I destroyed the game.
Best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be.
You know, don't be in a rush to try to find the next Michael Jordan. It's not going to be another Michael Jordan.
During a 2007 LA Lakers preseason broadcast, Phil Jackson was asked how he thought Michael Jordan would perform today. Phil said, "Michael would average 45 with these rules. You can't even touch a guy now," says Charlotte coach Larry Brown, who also coached the 2004 Pistons defense. "The college game is much more physical than our game. I always tease Michael. If he played today, he'd average 50. Now, look what Michael Jordan says. "The history book inspires them to be some of the best," said Jordan. "Rules have changed to help them. I could have averaged 50 points today." Question for Clyde Drexler. In the current league where there is no hand checking and no rough play, how much better would your numbers be? Here's Clyde Drexler's response to the question. "Oh, tremendously better. From shooting percentage to points per game, everything would be up, and our old teams would score a lot more points, and that is saying something because we could score a lot back then. I do think there should be an asterisk next to some of these scoring leaders, because it is much different trying to score with a forearm in your face. It is harder to score with that resistance. You had to turn your back on guys defending you back in the day with all that hand checking that was going on. For guys who penetrate these days, it's hunting season. Yes, now you can play floating zone legally, but teams rarely do. Craig Hodges is the Lakers shooting coach. Get a look at what he said. Question: if you could take one player in their prime, would you take Michael Jordan or Kobe? Craig Hodges answers, MJ all day. There's no comparison. MJ could score 100 points in this era. You can't hand check now. Imagine that. Trying to guard MJ. It would be crazy. Hall of Famer Rick Barry, a keen observer of the game, said he would love to see players of the past getting to attack the basket under the new officiating. They'd score a lot more, he said. Tex Winter said, players today can get to the basket individually much easier. Asked if he could defend Jordan under today's interpretation of the rules, Dumars first laughed, and then he responded, it would have been virtually impossible to defend Michael Jordan based on the way the game's being called right now. This is a quote from Scottie Pippen, and I will leave you with this. The defensive rules, the hand checking, the ability to make contact on a guy in certain areas have all been taken away from the game. If Kobe could get 81, I think Michael could get 100 in today's game.
And 24-second clock goes down, and Bird and Laimbeer go at it. Rambis. And now let's watch it. Cooper and the Celtics, and now the bench is empty.
Escalated their physical defensive attack. And right now, it's what we have to play through. You have to learn to play through that. And sometimes we're hanging on for our life out there with the ball or under duress with physical bodies on us.
Yes, the New York State Athletic Commission has ruled the bell will save the player.
They know they must control tempo.
Marginally did not like it.
Well, Jordan, the great ability to elevate and find open teammates.
Is to close the middle down on Michael Jordan and Frank.
Body coming at you. Crack! Just get out of my way.
To defend.
Tried to establish position. Wilkins tries for the slap from behind, but the white jerseys, two of them rotate over to get good. Late rotation underneath by Oakley. There, the right quad area. When Jordan comes down, he struggles a little bit. That's another
25. And an opportunity to get 27. Jordan is down.
Jordan was determined that the Pistons and their Jordan rules could not stop him.
He kept it in bounds. For the right time.
Body and mind.
This was a playground type team that played a very disciplined, organized game that was very, very physical.
Yes. And it counts.
Chicago would no longer be intimidated by Detroit. Baited into confrontation.
A beautiful backdoor pass for Pippen, and he is walloped.
Bulls again. But Detroit's 4-year battle with Chicago would prove invaluable in molding the Bulls into 6-time NBA champions.
The hurdles were very, very difficult.
Goes off. Here comes Reggie Miller to tip it in. Now watch, he leaves and goes right at him with two hands. And then Michael comes back and said, wait a minute, what's going on here? That's where they go after each other to bump. And they both go after each other. But
Michael wasn't done there. He got a shot.
But he can really go after Pippen and Sellers. Jordan the drive. Michael, good pass. Already and fresh. Jordan on the drive. Knocks it in and gets fouled.
Into Jordan.
Look at that.
Oh, there was the hole. Now he sees the body contact, flips it up, knew where the glass was. You saw.
Jordan goes baseline left, shot partially. How about the block again? Here it comes.
Well, here's Michael. He's taken off, and you see him meet him right at the top. First of all, let's take a look at Michael Jordan.
Dixon dancing on the dribble. Jordan has it in the left corner. Guarded by McGee. Michael in the drive. Baseline left. Shoots it up. Got it blocked. No foul call.
The perimeter.
And here's Jordan
getting inside and in the midst of a surge.
Tip. Now just watch it right here. See, as he falls, bam.
And the backdoor play for Jordan. Jordan
each other again, and this is where Michael Jordan almost goes after him.
Jordan has the top of the key. Michael down the lane. Got knocked down, no foul call.
Just under a minute remaining in the game. Jordan will go to the line. Here's Armstrong. Foul. Oh.
Watch Patrick come in here.
Top of the circle, inside Jordan. Michael gets fouled.
He hung on the rim now.
Willis hung on.
Like New York has it. Love them. Speed and quickness. Michael Jordan. There's the
Jordan. Setting it up on Cheney.
not normally a guy you want shooting, and Rodman going easy.
Rodman and Kemp away from the ball. Kemp, the frustration. Here's Jordan in the final minutes of game. Michael Jordan squeezing his way in. Keeping Jordan out by half court, knocking time away. But Jordan is able to penetrate, and he is walloped by it. He was looking to hurt Michael Jordan. He had the chant early on during the singing. Early on during the singing of the
12 points. Jordan with the spin.
Yep. Boy, he could have hurt Jordan. Yeah. I mean, he really cold-cocked him. Look at Malone. Come in, I mean, he took him right into the support of the basket. Jordan, why are the fans going? That was an absolute obvious breakaway foul.
Jordan on the bench trying to stop the bleeding in his nose, and this is where it all came from. A few moments ago, Jordan taking it to the basket, New York trying to stop the dunk. Two Knicks go after him, Ewing in front of him that time. The contact, the concentration.
Jump to that big lead and have never been headed. Oh, King and Ewing looking to go.
You think you're going to get hit by somebody, so you short arm it.
Is over. Scott Williams gets between.
Devil without a cause, and I'm back with the Beaver hats and Ben Davis slacks. 30-pack of stroll, 30-pack of no road game.
Most times, block shots take place from a defensive player away from the actual ball. It's a guy helping out, a guy rotating over, and that's
the foul starts, and Jordan upset because he was quick.
Jordan gets Elo airborne.
We did an awful lot of scoring big game situations. Who did the best job defending Michael Jordan?
During my heyday, I mean, they didn't have one man. They had,
there's not one guy that you waited to see coming.
No, I mean, I knew Dumars was a position himself defensively great. With help. He knew he had Rodney, he had Randy, and everybody helping. You know, but he could position himself great with me. And that was a great challenge to try to outthink him. Because he was a great thinker, defense. He tried to take away some of my advantages. I tried to expand on myself. And I tried to attack him when he had weaknesses. You know, try to get him in a one-on-one situation before the defense could come and help him.
Kendall right there, nothing but net.
And yet this superhuman player seems to have answers when the game is on the line, and the game was on.
And they continue on. Jordan wanted to go at him.
On the switch, Jordan guarded by Lambier. No easy layups when you get to this point of the playoffs. And Rodman gave Jordan a shot. Third behind Eaton, who won the award. Jordan has not hit a three yet. Drives to the hoop.
Difficult for a postman to guard him.
Now look at the triple team as Sally and Rodman collapsed on Jordan, and Jordan is...
Here again, the implementation of the Jordan rules. Three guys are going to be around him at every turn, particularly when he's about the physical Detroit plays defense. Here, three guys sandwich Michael Jordan.
Hodges for three. Very tough half-court defense. They funnel and fill the piss.
5 field goal attempts. 5-second violation.
On the out-of-bounds play, if the foul is against, there's the action right there between Curry and Jordan.
Hugh Evans has a his screen, and then he's pushed. Oh, Ainge and Jordan.
To play again. Now, you're going to watch it right here. After the foul, Michael throws his elbow up. Danny was hollering for an elbow. Then they got tangled up here. Danny gets mad, grabs the ball. Michael, they just exchanging.
First of all, Michael Jordan with the cotton trying to stop his bloody nose.
No way in the world you can guard Michael Jordan out there without putting your hands on him. No way.
In the Michael Jordan era, players were more effective at sealing off penetration by using a physical detain tactic.
There's been so much hand checking.
And the form. Jordan got the step.
I just know, anytime Chicago comes in town, you have to leave your family and everybody else home. You don't want to be embarrassed.
Jordan gets in. Pippen with the step and then crunched.
Oh, you find yourself watching sometime because, you know he going to do something, that you might not see again. Michael Jordan is 1 in a million player. They don't come along very often.
It is memories such as these that inspire Michael Jordan to reach new heights.
Deflection, he's got to kick it out the far right. Here's Jordan.
They are the blueprints of basketball perfection. An unreachable dream that somehow seems almost within his grasp.
Only 6.
The Knicks with only 13.
A constant source of amazement.
Guys on the court, but our guys seem to...
New shoes, new number again,
new poster,
and new face on the poster.
And what the levels and the rules of the game is.
Look at this, the wraparound from Shaquille O'Neal.
It's 9-6 for Glocks, cause fools hitting up blocks with street sweepers. Bless myself with knowing rules to these streets. Something I learned in school. Also, man march shit for the peace.
Speaking of spectacular, it goes 7 minutes without scoring in the fourth quarter. And still wins the game. Michael Jordan!
Thought that the clock went off. Jordan beat Gill. That's another monster jam.
Pippen gets it to Jordan. Michael challenges and slams.
And in the area, not
Real niggas do what they want to do.
taking any chances.
4-on-2, Michael Jordan.
Jordan just, and Jordan goes down hard. Jordan goes down hard, and he looks hurt.
Don't be in a rush to try to find the next Michael Jordan. It's not going to be another Michael Jordan. It's
In overtime, and Michael has the ball. Again guarded by Shawn Marion. The fadeaway.
Play him any better than that. That was a spectacular shot. Michael at his best on a fadeaway with the defender right up in his face.
1 second. This is to tie. Oh, yes, sir! David Robinson says, get him! Michael says, I'll take it.
A tough shot. Corey Williams back to Jordan. Shot clock at 3. At 2. Gotta hurry. Put it up and in. Shot clock at 10 as Jordan has it. Fakes it. Now he'll take a really tough one.
Jordan guarded by Starks.
Michael will get it. Fade. Look out!
Game against the Celtics Thursday. Jordan trying to fake Bird, can't do it.
To come. 2.5 seconds. Jordan again.
Kobe on Michael. To the foul line. The jumper over him.
Well, I listen to him all the time because I was young and afraid like Kobe Bryant.
Count it plus the foul for Jordan.
Game here in the fourth quarter for 3.
Here's the 1-4 set. Jordan. There it is.
Jordan. KG's getting a little lower. Look at KG getting a little lower here to challenge this drive.
Michael over.
Oh, no way!
don't be in a rush to try to find the next Michael Jordan. It's not going to be another Michael Jordan.
Jordan jumper from out on the left. Good! The Tar Heels win the national championship!
The Chicago Bulls pick Michael Jordan.
My own expectations are just to go in and try to contribute, you know, and don't try to do anything out of the ordinary.
There's a kaboom! Driving all the way in! Oh, God! An unbelievable ball!
You know, I was all by myself, so it was time for creation.
63 for Jordan, a new NBA record.
Whenever I go against good or great competition, you know, I enjoy that. It makes me become a better basketball player.
Dribble now to Jordan. Michael in from the left side, jammed it right over Rollins. Here's Michael at the foul line. A shot on Elo. Good! The Bulls win! They win!
I've really set a standard for myself, which is normal. But then you have to step it up another level to be above normal.
Steele, he kept it in bounds. Here it is again. Oh!
Everyone's saying that a scoring leader can't be an NBA champion. I never believed that.
Chicago Bulls have won their first ever NBA championship.
I got 7 years of it to sink in. You know, it can't sink in just a few hours. It's going to take a while for it to sink in.
How hard is it to be Michael Jordan sometimes?
Very difficult sometimes.
It's a different feeling. It's a different type of pressure to be in front of cameras and to act and to do a commercial.
At some point in time, I'm going to have to walk away from all this and try to get into a normal style of life.
Here's Jordan for three. Yes!
I surprised him as much as I surprised you and myself with the way I was shooting the ball.
And here's Jordan to the open court.
Whose game is it? It's Michael Jordan's game.
I saw so much of that round ball that, you know, I kind of lost a taste for it at that particular time, and I needed a mental break.
How long did it take you to miss it?
A couple weeks.
Oh, and Reggie Miller came over and smacked Michael. Okay, we got a brouhaha here.
Jordan, yes! Oh, it counts! The Bulls win the championship!
Certainly, destiny shall be back here for the fourth time. Thank you.
On August the 5th, 1993, a red Lexus was found in a wooded area. This vehicle belonged to the Mr. James Jordan, father of Michael Jordan.
He was shot to death while in his car.
We're pretty strong and we're moving forward with our lives, and we got a lot of memories to think about, and you know, we just try to keep forward.
A shocking revelation tonight for all Chicagoans. Bull star Michael Jordan will announce his retirement tomorrow.
I achieved practically everything I could from an individual standpoint and from a team standpoint, and it really made it easy to walk away while you was on top. Will I ever unretire? I don't know.
Hey, Mike, get out of here, baby.
A lot of people may think it's off the wall. Maybe it is. And the White Sox will let me know if they feel that I'm not doing well.
Michael Jordan is returning. He released a press release today that said, quote, "I'm back."
At the time that I retired, I didn't have anything to prove. Now I got something to prove.
Are you as good now as you were when you left?
I'm better.
The 5.5 Michael Jordan. The Bulls have won 70. Bulls are the champions of the world. An emotional moment for Michael Jordan.
I know he's watching. This is my daddy. I'm very happy for him. I truly have a newfound love for the game of basketball.
The big story here tonight, Michael Jordan's physical conditions. He is suffering from flu-like symptoms.
I really felt like I was on deathbed.
Bulls are going to win the NBA championship again. The drive for 5.
That's the biggest bottle of champagne you've had so far in all the other finals. I mean,
when we get 6, it's going to be bigger. A lot of people question some of the things that I can do now, or people don't know if I could do. That's the beauty of the creator, is that you don't know until it's done.
All right, it's win or lose. Game 6 for the Bulls. 10 seconds. Jordan, 20-footer, head of the key. Good! The Chicago Bulls have won their 6th
NBA championship.
We do this again for the second time. I am here to announce my retirement from the game of basketball. And a lot of people say, well, Michael Jordan didn't have any challenges away from the game of basketball. Well, I dispute that. This is a different challenge for me. Basketball's been my life, so this is an easy transition for me.
Last time we saw you on the court in '98, that night, that shot, did you have any idea then that that would be the last time you played?
I was pretty sure of it. It's a little bit different. I'm 38 years old, but I feel like I can play the game of basketball at the highest level.
Went out there and got 20 right off the bat, and then sort of petered out.
Well, that's a good way of putting it, petered out.
You got tired.
Just say I got tired. You know, but the thing about it is my love for the game is as strong as ever.
Look at Jordan stealing off the glass. Jordan the jumper. Got it. You got it at the buzzer.
10 seconds remaining. Michael has the ball. The fadeaway.
There's 28 games left in your career. How do you look at that?
Not much time.
There's the end of a legendary career. Michael, it's been an honor to call your games and a privilege to watch you play.
Now, I guess it hits me that I'm not going to be in a uniform anymore. And that's not a terrible feeling. It's something that I've come to grips with, and it's time. It's time.
6 rings, 10 scoring titles, 5 MVPs, all defense 9 times. Did I leave anything out?
2 Olympic gold medals.
One word to sum up your career.
Fun.